Today we're gonna be going over how to fix your roofing business in under 16 minutes. We gotta hurry up, so let's get right into it. In this first section, we're gonna go over tracking your numbers. And we're gonna go over it first because I think it's the most important, and it's what I see is a big gaping hole in almost every roofer that I talk to. It's very rare that every roofer knows their numbers. So guys, tracking your numbers isn't just some thing you need to do. It's how we need to base our decisions. You need to think of your business almost like it's a pipe, right? If there's a pipe under your house, like under your toilet, right? Tracking your data is how we're able to find those leaks in that pipe. It's how we find those leaks in our business, right? If we don't have accurate, solid numbers, we're not gonna know where revenue and money is leaking out of the pipes. We don't know where we can improve. We might have a general idea, but we won't know what exactly and to what extent if we don't have great numbers. So track legitimately everything. So just the simple ones are your cost per lead, your cost per appointment, your cost per sale or your CAC, your customer acquisition costs, your close rate, your gross profit per job, your time to install, everything. Everything that you can track it and track it as good as you possibly can. If we don't, we're operating our business with a blindfold, right? We're just kind of yeah, I think our close rate should be better. It should be better when your close rate is maybe 45%, which is a solid close rate. And there's a lot bigger gaps in your business. Maybe your marketing is terrible, but you don't really know because you don't track. If we don't track, we don't know. And if we don't know, we can't fix. If we can't fix, we stay broke, okay? So that's the first thing I want you to understand. So I was just saying, roofers, they just go off feel, it's just bull crap. So track your numbers. Section 2. This one. I can rant about each and every one of these for 30 minutes, but I don't want you guys to bore and make your ears bleed by me just complaining. So section 2 is having an actual sales system. So there's a lot of instances that I see where we kind of just have a very vague sales process that roofers have, where we'll just send guys out and they'll kind of just do their things. They'll just go out to their house and they'll do their things. And one of the biggest levers that you can pull for this is recording your conversations. So there's different softwares that you can use, literally to download on your phone, just have your phone on your rep, or you can mic up your rep, or do whatever you need to record your conversations if they're in person. If they're on Zoom and you guys do virtual, because I know some of you guys do, that's obviously a lot easier. But if your calls aren't recorded, you're going to have reps kind of operating this way and then another rep operating this way. And if there's differences in performance, we will never actually know why because they're not recorded, right? So if we don't have a repeatable sales system, that means we don't have a scalable sales system, because we can't just keep bringing on reps that we think could be good and then they're kind of doing okay, but we don't know why this guy's 3 times better than this guy. So we just kind of roll with it. That's not how we scale a roofing company or any company in general. It's not just talking to homeowners. It's an actual systematic process that you need to develop. You need to tweak things, just like you do in your marketing. You're tweaking your hook, you're tweaking your creatives, you're tweaking maybe your offer a little bit. You're tweaking your marketing side. You need to be tweaking your sales system in the same way. It's our intro, we need to have this line. A little bit less rapport build here. This question was a little bit unnatural. Maybe we can crack a joke here. Add things in, take things out. You do in your sales process like you should in every other point in your business. But here's the thing. If you don't track your numbers, then you won't know if the changes you are making are working. Right? So that's another huge thing. So these things kind of build on top of each other, right? So having a systematic sales system. The biggest scapegoat that I see for this as well is just blaming lead quality as well. If the sales system isn't pumping, it's not working super well. It's oh, I have bad leads. It's no, you probably have a bad sales system. So let's get our sales system very dialed in by tracking. We track our numbers, make adjustments, make changes, and then, train ourselves up, just get as good as we possibly can, and then we can worry about lead quality, right? Because if we have a broken system, a broken sales system, I can pour as much leads as I possibly can into that system, but the system's broken. Think of it like you have this bottle right here. I have this bottle of water. Let's just say there's a ton of little cracks in this bottle of water, and I'm pouring water through the top here, and I'm just why is this bottle not filling up with water? It's because there's cracks in it, dumbass. Your system sucks. Your bottle's broken. Why are we focused on pouring in water when we don't even have a bottle? The bottle doesn't even function. Let's get a new bottle, or let's patch up these cracks before we focus on pouring tons of leads into that system, right? So something that's super huge that I see all the time. So using a script. So having a intro process, a discovery process, having qualifying questions you need to ask, Objection handles, these all need to be trained and ingrained into your salespeople's brain. You should be able to wake them up at 3 in the morning and say, sales rep, how do you handle this objection? Boom. Oh, I'm gonna get another quote before I move forward. Boom, handle that objection. They should be able to do it out of their sleep, right? They should be able to go through their like the framework in their sleep. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm not like a super big proponent of like a line by line script. So when I say script, I'm saying more of like frameworks. Like, hey, now we're like in the intro process. Here's what we need to nail. We need to come into the conversation. We need to build great rapport. We need to trust them, bring their guard down, and then we kind of just get down to business. So Jimmy, tell me what's going on with your roof. Whatever that looks like for your guys' process. A lot of you guys hop on the roof. So that's super, super huge. Another thing. So another couple tips. If you guys are getting leads, respond within 5 minutes. At very minimum. Our speed to lead here at NCT, like when we're generating leads for our clients, we average 32 seconds speed to lead. And that is standard for us. One of the biggest levers that you can pull within your sales system is having an absolutely dialed, phenomenal, fantastic speed to lead. Okay? A lead comes in, boom, you call it. You have a good speed to lead when the leads are like, oh yeah, I'm like literally filling it out right now. Like I just filled it out. And like that's how you know your speed to lead is quick. If you don't get that comment when you call your leads, your speed to lead is not fast enough. Just a little heads up. So always respond like in under 5 minutes. Have automated follow-ups with text, emails, retargeting, like the whole 9 yards. You can use AI. That's not what this video is for. But we need to have that in place. And then once again, a little bit of number tracking. Track your show rate, track your damn close rate, track all of your numbers. Track your show rate, track your qualified show rate, track your qualified close rate to show rate. Track everything that you can possibly think of, because the more granular you get, the more accurate decisions you can make. Section 3. So this kind of builds off, once again, these things build off of each other. You don't need better leads, you need a better system. So back to this bottle analogy, like you have cracks in the bottle and you're worried about like the leads that are coming into it, you're worried about the water in it. Like why am I not abundant? Why do I not have an abundant life, an abundant lifestyle? Like why is my business not like here? My business is down here. It's because you got cracks. To sum this one all up, the biggest missing piece of the puzzle that I see in sales processes is a pre-call process, right? So the way that I think about my sales process is, yes, I want to have the best and most talented closers, but I also want to make their job as easy as humanly possible. So on the marketing side, that's like giving them as great quality leads as I possibly can, like through like my marketing channel. But on the sales system side, it's once they become a lead, once they're in our system, how can I pre-nurture them before the sales call even happens, right? So we've talked about this before, but I'm gonna reiterate it. So having tons and tons of social proof is gonna be your biggest lever. So when you're doing a job with a homeowner, collect a testimonial. Offer $500 off if you need to. Collecting a plethora of testimonials, videos, pictures, comments, reviews, anything that you possibly can, so you can shove it in any nook and cranny in your process. So like what we do, like for example, for us at NCT, like let's just say a roofer, like they want more appointments. They come through us, like they book a call with us. We're sending them client interviews. We're like, yo, we just made this guy like $1 million this month. Like watch this video before you have a call with us, So now they're coming into the call with our closer and like they are literally talking, they already know that like we made somebody $1 million in a month. So psychologically that helps out a ton. So for you, like when you are having these conversations with these homeowners, send them all these reviews. Send them videos like, hey, we helped this lady in your neighborhood, even though she might not be in your neighborhood. She might be in like the general vicinity of her neighborhood. Like, hey, this is Kathy. We helped her out in her neighborhood. Like she had these water leaks and Kathy's like, oh, XYZ roofer was the best roofer. He's great. I love him. He helped me out a ton. I'm referring all my friends to him. If I ever have any roofing problems in the future, I'm coming to him every single day of the week. I love this guy. If they see, 1, 2, 3 of those videos before you talk to them, how much easier will that be to close? Much, much easier, right? So that's the biggest thing. And then these are the other things that we kind of graced over before is like not having like a script or like a framework that is like standard for your process. And objection handling is very, very soft. So homeowners are like, oh, I'm going to get another quote. And you're like, oh, well, we're actually, no, you can't do that because we're actually really cheap. Done, sales over, like we need to have these things dialed in. So when your system is not dialed in, like, to circle back once again to this bottle, my best friend in this video, like the water that's in the bottle is like money that you're pouring in for marketing. And if there's leaks, you're just pissing money out the bottom. You're pissing it out the back, like literally just wasting, gone. It's never coming back. So let's plug these things up first. Let's make sure our container can actually hold the fluid, hold the leads, hold the volume, and then we can fix that marketing piece, right? So that's something that's massive. Like a lot of roofers, like they have a couple of cracks. The bottom might be filling up. It's filling up pretty slow because water's coming out the bottom, and we don't even like really know because we don't have data. Like think of it like a pipe, right? If this is a pipe and there's leaks coming out, like we just don't know there's a leak. Like the water might be running through, like our bank account might be like going up a little bit, you know, it might show, but like that we're losing so much money and we don't even really know it because we don't have data. You know what I'm saying? So super, super huge. And guys, please get out of your own way. Please. You being in every nook and cranny of your business, it's hurting you tremendously. And even if you don't see it, I promise you it is. So if you are being honest with yourself, are you letting your managers manage? Are you letting your salespeople sell? Are you letting your project managers project manage? Are you letting your crew? Are you letting your employees, I don't even know, do their job? Like, are you letting your employees do their job, right? So my tip to you, my little piece of homework for you is I would do an audit of like everything you do today, tomorrow, the next couple of days, and make a very strong mental note. Every single time you're micromanaging something, note it down and say, okay, I'm micromanaging. Let me take a step back. Why am I micromanaging? I'm micromanaging either because my employees aren't trained well enough or I don't trust them enough to do their job. It's one of those two things. If you don't trust them enough, start to learn how to trust them. If they're not trained well enough, then train that specific area. If you're doing this and you're consciously active when you're micromanaging and you take a step back and then we fill those gaps, now we can let our guys do our job and we can trust them to do their job. So now they're doing what we're paying them to do, which is like getting work done without us having to actively be there. So now you as a business owner, now you can focus on these higher level things. You can pretty much be a data analyst at the top of the pyramid in your business where you're looking at all the numbers and you say, improvement there, improvement there, improvement there, right? And then you execute on those big levers based on the data that you see, right? So that's something that's super huge. We're like, it's almost like you're like choking parts of your business. You're just choosing to have like the water not flow through the pipe in the way that it should by having your hand just constricting every single pipe in your business because you don't trust the pipes to flow. You don't trust your employees to run. So you have to, right? So if you're setting appointments, if you're running sales, if you're like actively managing your ads, if you're babysitting your reps, like that is not a scalable process. A big framework that I like to point out to people and help people with, it's like, even if you don't want to sell your business, you need to build your business like you're building a product to sell it to somebody. Your business should be built in a way where you can almost like put anybody and at like anybody, like you could give the business to almost anybody and it will run and it will draw profits and it will grow by itself. And the only way to do that, I'm sure you guys have heard this like many times, is like fire yourself or like remove yourself from the day to day, right? So every system in your business should be built on a foundation of rock, right? It should be something where it is solid. You don't have to touch everything. Like it's almost like you're just like holding everything together. And the second you let go, there's just so much tension and just boom, everything just breaks. Like if you can't go on like a vacation for 2-3 weeks and your business doesn't like pull in tons of revenue, or at least the same revenue like as you were, present in your office, there's something broken, okay? And that's something that we need to address, right? So not everything can scale through you, and you are and honestly, like just to call you out, you are arrogant if you think that. You're either arrogant or ignorant. So the two things we need to look at, right? So building massive, great, fantastic SOPs and training processes, having our recruiting processes very dialed in. There's videos that we have on this channel, like how to get into that like very specifically. And then hiring roles you feel overwhelmed for. Like don't be stingy with hiring. Like hiring A players is like, you're gonna get a 10x multiple on the money that you pay them because they're great at your job, Like if we're looking for like cheap hires, like you might get like a 2x return on that money, or even a break even, or lose money, right? So don't be stingy with your talent. Hire the best and your business will be the best, right? But that's pretty much it, guys. Like these are like just very fundamental, like almost mindset shifts and like just like frames where like if we get these big macro things down, now we can focus on the micro, right? Like a big thing that I've fallen into like as an entrepreneur, and like I've seen like a lot of my clients fall into, which is why I'm making this video, because I feel like it really needs to be said. I'm almost like mad at myself when I go through these things. Like when I'm saying like arrogant or ignorant, I'm talking about myself here, you know? Like there's things that I've missed where like a lot of times us as owners, us as founders of businesses, we have at least for me, I have a very strong tendency to get like just have my head down and just into the nitty gritty and see the micro and focus on the micro. But we have these big macro levers that haven't been pulled yet where we track our data. Oh, now we know what's going on. That's a huge fix. Oh, I'm actually like micromanaging everything. Like, let me just like be an owner. Like, let me just be a CEO. Huge lever. Boom. That fixes a ton of shit, you know? But like, we're like really focused like, oh, our show rate's not good. Like, we need to optimize this like automation. We need to optimize our like automation, you know? It's like, yes, that's important, but that is a very micro piece of your business. So we need like these 4 things, like having a dialed in sales system that's repeatable, like you not being in your own way, you know, and like also you knowing your numbers. Like these are the types of things where they are long, big levers where if we get them right, we will scale. So hopefully this video helps. I'll see you guys in the next one. Watch all of our other videos. Talk to you soon.